ग्रेट गुड मॉर्निंग ऑफिसर्स। मैं सुमित कुमार सिंह आप तमाम यूपीएससी एस्पायरेंट्स या कोई अदर कम्पिटिटिव एग्जामिनेशन की तैयारी कर रहे विद्यार्थियों का इस मगध पुत्र ड्रीम आईएएस यूट्यूब चैनल में अभिनंदन करता हूँ। माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, आज हम लोग यूपीएससी सिविल सर्विसेज मेंस एग्जामिनेशन 2016 का जो है ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट, जो भी विद्यार्थी आज हिस्ट्री ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट के रूप में लेते हैं, उन्हीं ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट का इतिहास का हम लोग पेपर 2 जो है का हम लोग रीड, रिकॉल और रिवाइज करने जा रहे हैं। हम कोई एनालिसिस, कोई विश्लेषण नहीं करेंगे, बल्कि एज इट इज जैसे क्वेश्चंस दिए गए हैं उसे ही रीड करके आपके समक्ष प्रेजेंट करेंगे। तो यूपीएससी सिविल सर्विसेज मुख्य परीक्षा 2016 प्रश्न पत्र दूसरा, आइए पढ़ते हैं। टाइम अलॉट्स 3 आवर्स, सभी को मालूम है 3 घंटे मिलते हैं। मैक्सिमम मार्क्स 250 मार्क्स, ठीक है। तो सबसे पहले हम क्वेश्चन पेपर स्पेसिफिक इंस्ट्रक्शंस को पढ़ते हैं। Please read each of the following instructions carefully before attempting questions. There are 8 questions divided in 2 sections and printed both in Hindi and in English. Candidate has to attempt 5 questions in all. Question number 1 and 5 are compulsory, and out of the remaining any 3 are to be attempted, choosing at least one from each section. The numbers of marks carried by a question's part is indicated against it. Answers must be written in the medium authorized in the admission certificate, which must be stated clearly on the cover of the question cum answer booklet. In the space provided, marks will be given for answers written in a medium other than the authorized one. Word limit in questions wherever specified should be adhered to. Attempt of questions shall be counted in sequential order unless struck off. Attempt of questions shall be counted even attempted partially. Any page or portion of the page left blank in the question cum answer booklet must be clearly struck off. Now, section A, Khand A. Question number 1. Answer the following question in about 150 words each. 10 into 5, 50 marks. Comment on the French ambition of building a territorial empire in India. Now, 1b. After the Battle of Plassey, how did India transit from medieval to modern age? Now, question number 1c. Do you agree with the view that the growth of vernacular literature in the 19th and the 20th century paved the way for social reform and cultural revival in India? Now, question number D. The mutiny of 1857 was much more than the mutiny of sepoys and much less than the national rebellion. Comment. Explain constructive Swadeshi characterized by Atma Shakti, self-reliance, which propelled the Swadeshi movement in Bengal. Now, question number 2a. How far is it correct to say that if Clive was the founder of the British Empire in India, Warren Hastings was the administrative organizer? Now, question number B. Peace hath her victories no less renowned than war. Examine this statement with reference to the Lord William Bentinck. India's need for a federal system was more an imperative than a political choice. Do you agree? Now, question number 3a. Critically examine the causes responsible for the phenomenon called deindustrialization in India during the 19th century. How far is it correct to say that 19th century tribal uprisings are a part of subaltern nationalism? Now, C. How did Dr. B. Rao Ambedkar try to seek a political solution to the problem of caste in India? Question number 4A. The need to impose the greater parliamentary control over the company's affair increased during the decade of 1773 to 1853, from 1773 to 1853 after Plassey. Elucidate. Question number B. What significant role did women play in the Indian national movement? Question number C. Critically examine the nature and scope of environmental movement in independent India. Now, section B. Answer the following in about 150 words each. 10 into 5, 50 marks. A. Karl Marx applied his critical intelligence to wealth of nations, where Smith had seen only the sunlight. Marx saw only the shadow thrown upon the human scene by the unimpeded exercise of individual liberty. Elucidate. Now, question number 1b. Question number 5b. What is the Metternich system? Metternich system. Assess its impact on Europe. Question number 5c. League of Nations is a league of notions. Comment. Question number D. Explain the main features of the US federal constitutions. E. What factors contributed to the emergence of a unipolar world? Now, question number 6a. Critically examine the statement that the French Revolution was not caused by the French philosophers, but by the conditions of the national life and by the mistakes of the government. Now, B. A house divided against itself cannot stand. I believe this government cannot endure permanently. Half slave, half free. Explain Abraham Lincoln perspectives. Question number C. Trace the significant role played by Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam's struggle for freedom. Now, question number 7. A. How did Lenin achieve an abrupt transition from a monarchical autocratic to a socialist state? Do you agree with the view that Treaty of Versailles was a bad compromise between a treaty based upon force and a treaty based on ideas? Now, question number C. Trace the growth of British imperialism in South Africa from 1800 to 1907. 8a. Trace the growth of Arab nationalisms after the First World War. How far it was a reaction of while imperialism. Now, question number B. In what ways did the political change in the Soviet Union influence the event in the Eastern Europe during the closing decades of the 20th century? Now, question number C. Outline the circumstances leading to the detente. So that's all. आज हम लोगों ने सेक्शन जो है बी भी कंप्लीट कर लिया. सेक्शन ए ऑलरेडी हम लोग पढ़ चुके हैं. अब हम 2016, 17, 18 और 19 और 20 का देख चुके हैं. 2015 का प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन पेपर भी एज इट इज़ हम इसे रीड करने का प्रयास करेंगे. आशा करता हूँ कि यह वीडियो आपको अच्छा लगा हो तो आप हमारे चैनल को लाइक शेयर और सब्सक्राइब कर सकते हैं। ऑल्सो प्रेस द बेल आइकन। कोई क्वेरीज, कोई कमेंट, सजेशन, एडवाइस कमेंट बॉक्स में पूछ सकते हैं। थैंक यू वंस अगेन, हैव अ ग्रेट डे।